lovies. So I'm driving home from work. It is hot in this car. Okay. I'm driving home from work and I thought of a story that I could tell you guys. So I figured I might as well film it and maximize my time while I'm driving. This story may not be for the faint of heart. If you are squeamish about needles, you may want to click off now, because I'm going to be talking about how I got my lip pierced, and the same day my 3 other sisters got their nose pierced. The septum, same part. I don't know why they all decided they wanted the same piercing, but they did. Anyway, so, I need to turn the heat off. It's so hot in here. Air out. My younger middle sister decided that for Christmas, we were all going to get piercings from her. And we all knew what we wanted to get pierced. They all wanted to get their septum done, and I wanted to get my lip pierced because I've been wanting to get my lip pierced for a long time now. And they've been wanting to get their nose pierced for a long time now. So, my sister was like, I will buy all of you guys your piercing for Christmas, and that will be my gift to you. And we were like, okay. So randomly it worked out that all 4 of us could go in one day, which me and my siblings have not been able to hang out, all 4 of us together in the same place for months now. We've all moved away, so we don't get to see each other that much. Anyway, so we were excited to all 4 be going to the same place to get the same thing done. And it was a good bonding experience, and we had a lot of fun. My sister's partner came with us as well, and I'm really glad that they did because they were super, moral support for us. So, we get into the shop, and we sign in, we tell them what we want done, and we start looking at jewelry. We pick out what we want. The piercer puts it into the sanitization machine. I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, he cleans up the jewelry, and he cleans up the area, and he gets finished with the customer that's in front of us. And we wait, and finally, we go back to the little room to get our piercings done. And so while we were waiting, we were trying to figure out who was going to go first, because everybody's really nervous. Nobody really likes needles, of course. So we're all like, I don't know who's going to go first. We get in there, and he'd already made the decision for us. He pointed at me, and he was like, you were going to go first because I put your stuff in the sanitary machine first. And I was like, oh great, here we go. I was like, better to get it over with, I suppose. So I sit down on the table, he marks my lip, I check it, I'm happy with it. I lay back and he gets everything ready. And I don't know if you've ever seen a piercing be done, but what they have to do is they have a hollow needle and they have a tube that they put the hollow needle through your skin and then they push it into this tube. And then they close it off and put it in their little biohazard thing. So, he gets the needle lined up, he gets the hollow tube lined up, and I'm really nervous because your girl don't do pain well. So, he gets everything lined up. Oh no. He gets everything lined up, and he goes, okay, take a deep breath. So I take a deep breath in, and he goes, now breathe out. And as I'm breathing out, he pushes it through my lip and gets it in place. He gets the ring in there, and then he steps back and he looks at it and he goes, nope. And I'm like, oh God. He says, I'm gonna have to redo it because it's crooked. And I was like, nope, I can't do that again. And I was like, I don't even care that it's crooked. I want to be done. And so my sister's partner that came with us looks at me and she goes, you're gonna care when it heals up. And the guy was like, yeah, you're gonna care. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it again, just make it quick. So he takes the ring out and he gets everything cleaned up and he gets another needle, and I'm saying "and" too many times. Anyway, so then he gets everything lined up again and he deep breath in, deep breath out, and pushes it through. And bro, I could feel every single pinch of that needle. Ugh, it hurt. I don't like pain. So anyway, I bear with it and get it done again. And He screws it in place. He's happy with it. He screws the ball in the front in place. And he tells me to go look at it. I look at it. I'm satisfied with it. All right, I'm done. So then, I think it was my older middle sister went next. No. It was the youngest sister went next. So the youngest sister sits on the table. He marks her nose up. She looks at it. She's happy with it. She lays down and he gets the needle out. He gets the tube out. He lines them up. The needle has to go on one side. The tube has to go on the other. And he gets it lined up and he goes, okay, deep breath. So she takes a deep breath in. He's like, release it. So she breathes out. He doesn't get the needle through all the way. It gets stuck somehow. And so she's just laying there with this needle like halfway through her nose. And he goes, okay. He kind of wiggles it around a little bit. He goes, all right, deep breath in, and release. And he pushes it all the way through. When he pushes it all the way through, it makes this horrific pop sound. And I just look at the other girls and I'm like, is that normal? Like, was that supposed to happen? And they're all looking nervous because none of us think that was normal or supposed to happen. And so he explained it later. It's because her cartilage in her nose is a little bit thicker than normal. And so he had to like push it harder than normal. And so she gets done. She's happy with it. And we go on to the next sister who she, sits on the table, gets marked up, lays down, and she has no problems. He lines it up, deep breath in, pushes it through, no problem. She's good to go. She's happy with it. We move on to the last sister, the younger middle sister. And she gets marked up. She's happy with it. She lays down. And he goes, okay, deep breath in. He gets everything lined up. He goes, okay, deep breath in. Deep breath in. And she releases. And when she releases, he pushes it through. And all at once, she just like knees to her chest and head forward. And he just let go and he was like, I don't know what's going on. So she has tears. I mean, tears just pouring down her face. And we were like, are you okay? And he goes, do you have to sneeze? She goes, yeah. So then it doesn't happen because it's one of those sneezes that's really hard to get out. So it doesn't happen. And she takes a few deep breaths and he's like, okay, are you good? She goes, yeah. And this needle is still hanging out of her nose. Like he didn't even have time to get the ring through her nose first. So he gets the needle through and he puts the ring in. And as he's putting the ring in, she goes, sneeze. And he lets go. And she leans forward and doesn't sneeze. And she's like, oh my God. And there's more tears pouring down her face. And so she was like, I don't know what I'm going to do because every time I every time I say sneeze, it goes away. And we were like, oh, what you're going to do? So then he goes to like clean up around her nose because he has to put this like coating around the piercing to make sure, I don't know, it's something sanitary wise, I guess, to make sure the bacteria doesn't get in it or something. I don't know. Anyway, so he goes to like clean up her nose and her face starts twisting again and we're like, okay, here it comes. And she doesn't say anything this time. But all at once, her body, she went from laying flat down to sitting straight up and just sneezed everywhere. And we were like, you feel better? She goes, thank God. So yeah, we got to hang out, have a little bit of coffee together, spend some time together. Quality bonding time that we hadn't gotten to have in a long time. And so it was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we got it done. I'm super happy with my piercing. Sisters are super happy with their piercings. So that's about going to do it for this video. If you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos, leave those in the comments below. If you want to see more, then go ahead and subscribe. And if you liked the video, give it a big old like. And until next time, stay magical, my friends.